64 years, retro gaming goodness.
No PC should be without it.
Undelete.
Welcome to DOS Days, a nostalgic look back at PC gaming from the mid-80s to mid-90s. This is a companion piece series to Player One Memories, which covers the arcade scene during this same period. For this series, I'll be jumping back and looking at all those great DOS era and early CD-ROM titles that I played and loved so much, as well as the times and places I experienced them. So let's jump on back to 1993 was a year filled with so many things I loved. On the movie front, we got the Stallone Snipe sci-fi action fest Demolition Man, a very clever parody of modern 90s society amped up to the extreme.
We're police officers. We're not trained to handle this kind of violence.
The best part is watching it now and seeing how accurate they interpreted the future was gonna be.
We are not used to physical contact readings.
The Animaniacs burst onto the cartoon scene and I couldn't get enough of it. Like Demolition Man, it was a cleverly disguised parody of society, clearly aimed at adults, but with enough goofiness to still keep the kids entertained. And of course it gave us Pinky and the Brain, so double thumbs up. And lastly, on the music front, Rick Astley announced his retirement from the music business at the tender age of 27, and 40 million record sales later. Many years later though, he'd get his revenge on all of us. And now on to today's game, which was Call of Cthulhu, Shadow the Comet, released in 1993 by Infogrames. It was released on DOS, followed by an enhanced CD-ROM version, which is the one we are looking at here. It's a grand old-fashioned style point-and-click adventure game with gothic type overtones. Subject matter-wise, it's similar to Infogrames' previous release in 1992, Alone in the Dark, as they both pull from the same source material for the inspiration, that being the works of author H.P. Lovecraft and his supernatural Cthulhu universe. The game is said to be inspired by two stories in particular, the Dunwich Horror and Shadow over Innsmouth, which are some of the author's most notable works. The game takes place in 1910 as you take the role of John Parker, a journalist slash astronomer who sets off to a small New England town, Innsmouth, to document the passing of Halley's Comet, but also investigate how it managed to send a fellow astronomer, Lord Boleskine, into madness. I actually bought this game upon its original release, and is one of the few point-and-click adventure games that I actually managed to complete back in the day. I had the original disc version though, so it's pretty cool all these years later to try out this enhanced version. As you arrive in Innsmouth, all is not what it seems, and the more you talk to the townsfolk and investigate the Lord Boleskine case, the deeper you go, both figuratively and literally. Chatting to people is one of its best features, as dialogue trees appear and these wonderful big portraits of the characters themselves, coupled with the CD version's voiceovers, really suck you into the dark and twisted world. The original version is keyboard controlled, but this enhanced CD-ROM version adds mouse support, making it feel much more traditional and natural to the point-and-click genre, and is a welcome addition. Gameplay is all about talking to people and triggering events, as well as picking up objects and solving puzzles. One of the best aspects of this though is the lack of Sierra-style pixel hunting, as when objects in the vicinity are something you can get, your character's eyeline focuses on them, eliminating a lot of tedium. Puzzles are also fairly logical, and none of these ridiculous Roberta Williams type scenarios happen, which is a welcome change for this genre. The more you play it, the more intriguing the story gets, and the genuine dark atmosphere even has a few chilling moments enhanced by the ominous soundtrack. The game sports wonderful chunky pixel art, enhanced greatly generally speaking by pretty good voiceovers, and an extremely atmospheric music score, although it does repeat itself way too often. The simple controls are easy to get to grips with, although navigating around is a bit cumbersome as the walking is not fully configured, meaning you control John almost like a tank. It's a bit frustrating but tolerable. Overall though, the story and atmosphere far outweigh these minor niggles. PC Zone magazine back in 1993 had this to say about it. Shadow the Comet is a real gem and deserves to be played by every fan of graphic adventures. And the game was really well received, just like Alone in the Dark, although this seemingly has faded almost into obscurity from the general public. Fortunately though, it is easily available for modern users on both Steam and GOG, with both versions available. So there's no excuse not to give it a try. Please also check out episode number 8 of DOS Days for more on Alone in the Dark. And if you like H.P. Lovecraft or are just a fan of gothic horror tales in general, Shadow of the Comet is a fantastic forgotten adventure experience.
Game over.
And thanks for joining me, Bastich B, at 64K. If you can like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, you, the fortune teller. Just shut up, okay?